Okay, so picture this. You've got this 16th century philosopher, right? Giordano Bruno. Ideas so radical he got into major trouble, and somehow his thinking might actually unlock some of the biggest puzzles we're facing with artificial intelligence today. Sounds a bit like a sci-fi plot, doesn't it? Welcome to the deep dive. We're going to take you on, well, shortcut really, into the super complex world of AI. We're digging into an article called From Giordano Bruno to AI, Managing Complex Scenarios. It's by Gerardo Iovane and Giovanni in Sophimatics. Our goal, to show you how AI is really, truly trying to get its head around the messy, interconnected, sometimes frankly chaotic way the world works, and why this Renaissance guy is suddenly so relevant.
It's really striking. Bruno's whole philosophy is like getting, infinite worlds, everything connected, complexity being fundamental. It's not just some neat historical parallel. It actually kind of forces us to rethink AI. Forget these rigid, closed-off systems that freak out when something unexpected happens. His ideas point towards AI that's always learning, always spotting patterns in this huge, distributed, constantly shifting reality, like infinite, interconnected worlds.
Okay, so that's a huge challenge. How do we even start building AI like that? Where do we begin?
Right. So let's look at a few ways AI is trying to meet that challenge. First up, multi-agent AI. Think of it like having lots of individual Exactly, a team, or maybe an orchestra is a good way to think about it. The potential is huge for scalable, decentralized systems. But the big hurdle, the real trick, is getting that coordination right.
The catch.
Yeah, the catch. How do you manage conflicts between agents? How do you recover if one makes a mistake? Its success really truly hangs on making sure all those individual agent goals line up with the main goal of the whole system.
Right, getting the orchestra to play in tune. So if that's one approach, Bruno's ideas about infinite possibilities, that must clash with how we usually build AI, right? We tend to like things predictable, deterministic.
Oh, absolutely. Bruno's vision of these, infinite, novel, complex worlds directly challenges that deterministic mindset. So to build AI that can actually handle that, we need different design principles. One attempt is something called emergent reasoning.
Emergent reasoning, okay.
Yeah, this is where the system isn't just following pre-programmed rules. It can actually spot completely new patterns, things it wasn't explicitly told to look for. It helps it handle the unforeseen, the unknown.
That sounds tricky, like walking a tightrope. How do you build for the unforeseen without it just becoming chaos?
It is a tightrope walk, exactly. The difficulty is finding that sweet spot, keeping the architecture open enough to allow for novelty, but keeping the complexity manageable. And, of course, you have to worry about the computation cost and the risk of the AI misinterpreting things. This really gets at that core tension Bruno saw, the push and pull between predictable systems and this, well, potentially infinite reality out there.
And that brings humans back into the picture, doesn't it? The designers.
Absolutely crucial. Think about Ulrich's work here. He really hammers home how the designer's own assumptions, their beliefs, the data they pick, their hidden biases, they all get baked into the AI model.
Ah, model bias. So the AI kind of inherits the creator's perspective, maybe even their blind spots.
Precisely. Without even meaning to. And because of that, Ulrich argues we desperately need meta processes.
Meta processes, like processes about the process.
Kind of, yeah. Systems that can step back and ask the big questions. Are we solving the right problem here? Is this the best way to look at it? It means you need constant iterative testing, model validation, making sure the AI doesn't just smooth over the messy bits, think away the complexity it's supposed to handle. Ulrich even suggested this idea of a simulated debate inside the AI design process.
A debate. Between who?
Between two key viewpoints. On one hand, you've got Herbert Simon. He's focused on the how, the algorithms, the structure, getting it built. And on the other, C. Wes Churchman. He's asking why. The deeper epistemological questions, are we actually dealing with reality here?
Right, so structure versus meaning, almost.
You could put it that way. And the idea is, by bringing both strengths together, you get AI that's not just logically sound, but also philosophically robust, truly grappling with the problem's complexity.
Wow, so we're aiming for AI that's not just smart, but maybe even a little wise, able to question itself. That feels like a big leap.
It is, and thinking about combining strengths leads us nicely to another approach, hybrid AI.
Okay, hybrid, mixing things up.
Exactly. It tries to combine two main ways AI works. First, connectionist systems like neural networks. They're brilliant at pattern recognition in messy, unstructured data. Think like intuition.
Got it. Like
Yeah.
recognizing a face in a crowd.
Perfect example. And then you combine that with symbolic processes. These are better at logical steps, reasoning, working with clear rules and structured information.
So what's wrong with using them separately? Why mix them?
Well, connectionist systems alone can sometimes struggle with totally new situations or be a bit fuzzy when you need a very precise answer from specific input. And symbolic AI, on the other hand, can get tripped up by ambiguous or noisy data. It might draw the wrong logical conclusion.
Okay, makes sense.
So hybrid models try to get the best of both worlds. Let the AI use both intuition and logic, making it better equipped for really complex situations. Vadinsky mentions Clarion by Sun as an example.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
There usually is. The real issue here isn't just sticking them side by side. It's making them truly integrate, work together seamlessly as one system, not just two components bolted together. Achieving real synergy, that's the tough part.
That integration challenge sounds huge. And, as these systems get more complex, more recursive, more open-ended, it makes you think about how we build them in the first place, the AI development process itself.
You're absolutely right. The typical way, top-down, build a complex thing with a very narrow goal that often just doesn't cut it anymore.
So what's the alternative?
It points towards needing much more transparency and, crucially, involving a diverse range of people in the development. It means getting different stakeholders around the table right from the start, talking about their interests, agreeing on ethics, fairness, what we actually want the AI to do, the outcomes we're aiming for.
So bringing in lots of different viewpoints.
Exactly, to make sure the AI isn't just reflecting one narrow cultural or social perspective. If the process isn't inclusive, well, you risk not actually addressing the real-world complexity. And maybe worse, you could end up creating new complex problems, social ones, ethical ones that just kill trust in the long run.
That trust issue is massive, which I guess brings us to the really deep end of the pool, philosophically speaking. Does the machine actually understand? Does it believe anything? And what does it even mean if we start saying a machine understands something in the real world?
This is where you get into things like Searle's famous Chinese room thought experiment.
Right. The idea that someone could follow rules to manipulate Chinese symbols without understanding Chinese at all.
Precisely. And then you have Dennett pushing back, framing the whole debate around intentionality.
Intentionality, like, does the AI have actual intentions, genuine understanding driving its actions?
That's the core question. Searle basically argues there's a fundamental, ontological difference.
Yeah.
Our biological minds have intrinsic understanding in a way machines, as currently conceived, just don't.
So for Searle, there's a hard line between mind and machine.
That's his stance. But Dennett questions that distinction. He says maybe we're looking at it wrong. For him, it's more about the role something plays, its function, rather than what it's made of its substance.
Okay, function over form.
You could say that. And Dennett suggests a way forward, something he calls self-disclosure for AI systems.
Self-disclosure. How would an AI do that? Like keep a diary?
Not quite. More like designing the AI so it actively asks for feedback or clarification. Imagine an AI asking, just to check, did you want me to do X or did you mean Y?
Oh.
Or maybe, here's why I just performed that action. Was that what you intended?
I see. So it's about opening up the black box a bit, making its reasoning clearer.
Exactly. It's a mechanism for the AI to explain itself, reveal its capabilities, its limits. It allows us, the humans interacting with it, to get a better handle on what it can really do. And crucially, to build trust.
Wow. So this whole journey, thinking about multi-agent systems, emergent reasoning, bias, hybrid models, development processes, even intentionality, it really does all loop back to Bruno, doesn't it?
It really does.
His vision of this vast, interconnected, infinitely complex reality. It's like he gave us a philosophical map for navigating AI design today. It pushes us to embrace all those different perspectives.
Absolutely. And look, the challenges for AI researchers trying to design for this level of complexity are huge. They can seem overwhelming sometimes. But Bruno's way of thinking encourages us to take that step back, to look at the bigger picture, question our own designs from these deeper philosophical angles, to stay open to all the novelty the world throws at us.
And for you listening, really digging into these underlying ideas, these philosophical foundations, it gives you such a richer way to think about AI, doesn't it? It goes way beyond just knowing what AI can do. It's about the how and the why, especially in a world that feels, well, as complex as Bruno imagined.
So maybe here's something to chew on. If building truly effective AI Means it has to juggle complexity, bring in diverse views, maybe even explain its own understanding through this self-disclosure. What does that tell us about us? About our own human ability to understand and manage the messy world we live in? What does understanding even really mean if our most advanced creations are still trying to figure it out?